Hi, I'm Gary Wilcox from One Sky Photography Courses. Today we're talking about choosing a camera. A lot of people ask me, what's the best camera? And that's a hard question to answer. There's so many cameras available and there are pros and cons of each. Some are small and super portable, but often they're fidgety and hard to access buttons. Others have heaps of features, but sometimes this can overcomplicate things. So choosing a camera is a very personal choice. A good starting point is to know what type of camera would suit your needs. Then you can start narrowing down your choices. There are 5 main types of popular everyday cameras: smartphones, point and shoot compacts, bridge cameras, and finally DSLRs and mirrorless cameras that enable you to change the lens. Let's take a quick look at the advantages and disadvantages of each type. If the best camera is the one that's with you, then smartphones take first place. If you just want to capture everyday moments and you're mainly using the images for social media, they're an excellent choice. Obviously they're super portable and they can take a pretty good photo, however they do have limitations. Firstly, the sensor that records the image is very small, which means the quality of the image won't be as good as on a camera with a larger sensor. This is particularly apparent in low light, but the phone brands are continuing to improve their low light performance. The smaller sensor also means you don't get as much detail in the brightest and darkest parts of your image. If, for example, you're photographing water, the whitewash can just be pure white without detail in the water droplets. Smartphones also have very limited optical zooms, so they don't perform well on subjects that are far away. Most smartphone cameras come with fixed aperture lenses. The purpose of the aperture is to increase or decrease the amount of light reaching the camera. Plus, it also serves to reduce or increase the area that stays in sharp focus. On most smartphones, you can't change this, but they do have software that creates that blurry background look. Let's take a look at point-and-shoot compact cameras. They give you more creative control than a smartphone and a bigger optical zoom range. You also have more control over the aperture. Compact cameras have a bigger sensor than smartphones. This means higher resolution and better low light performance. However, the sensor is usually still smaller than on a DSLR or mirrorless camera. Bridge cameras bridge the gap between a convenient compact camera and the bigger DSLR style cameras with their larger hand grips and electronic viewfinders. They offer a handling experience similar to DSLRs. They usually have a bigger optical zoom range than a compact. This means you can capture subjects that are further away. They are also sometimes referred to as super zooms for this reason. The biggest drawback of bridge cameras is that, unlike DSLRs and mirrorless cameras, the lenses are fixed to the body so they can't be changed. Mirrorless and DSLRs are the cameras most professionals use as they provide the best image quality. These cameras allow you to change the lens. If I'm photographing things that are far away, I can use a telephoto lens. If I want to capture expansive landscapes, I can put on a wide angle lens. I can also get lenses with a wider range of apertures so I can let more or less light into the camera. This is especially important if I want to freeze or blur movement. Mirrorless and DSLR cameras have a large sensor, meaning they perform much better in low light. They have a greater dynamic range, which means you get more detail in the darkest and brightest areas of your photo. These cameras also have faster autofocus, so you can consistently get sharp images. Let's take a look at the differences between a DSLR and a mirrorless camera. DSLRs are the traditional style, usually slightly bigger cameras with a mirror inside them. Mirrorless cameras are the newer technology. They have the advantage of being smaller and more compact. You can also see an electronic preview of your image, so you can work out your camera settings and exposure before you even take a photo. This is especially useful for night photography. Mirrorless cameras are definitely the future. However, DSLRs are very reliable workhorses that have been tried and tested for decades. They often are great value for money. They have long battery life because they have the ability to shoot without using the LCD screen or an electronic viewfinder. Whichever mirrorless or DSLR camera you buy, just remember you're buying into a system in which you're likely to add accessories to over the years. Perhaps you'll buy another lens or maybe a flash. Once you've accumulated other lenses and a flash, it becomes too expensive to change brands. So don't just look at which camera is best, consider which system is best. You should also consider spending more money on lenses rather than on cameras. People often don't realize how important the lens is for getting sharp, beautiful images. Cameras are like computers and most of us will upgrade them every few years, while good lenses can potentially last a lifetime. So if you have any questions or suggestions, please leave a comment below. Please like and subscribe to see more videos. You can also download free cheat sheets from our website. Just visit oneskyphotography.com.au. I run a range of photography courses in Perth, Western Australia.